Hi everyone. I'm going to be doing a general overview of the energies that I am picking up on the NeYo and Crystal situation, okay? So this is all allegedly. This is based on my interpretation of the cards that I pulled specifically for, this what I feel is the current energy surrounding what's going on. Again, so it's for entertainment purposes. Please keep that in mind, okay? So the first card that we got was the hostilities card. Okay, so when this card comes up, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there, this represents defenses being up. It represents an aggressive kind of energy. You can even see it like in his arm and like how he's holding it. It represents being guarded. So I'm going to read to you the meaning. It says this card shows a man raising his sword in readiness to do battle. When it comes upright, it reveals a situation where hostilities toward you are about to be or have already been engaged. The aggressive energy may be verbal or emotional, with someone in your environment being excessively critical, demanding, or hurtful. In a work or social situation, there may be backstabbing or out and out slander going on. This is different from the deceit card because the hostile energies are more apparent and overt. In fact, you may have been living with them for some time, but whether this is new or old energy, now is the time to regain control. Allowing dishonoring treatment from others is an open invitation to the universe to send you more. It may feel risky, but you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself now and always. It's unfortunate, but this is like the best card to come out for, to describe this situation. Okay, this is their recent past energy, by the way, so this is clearly something that recently happened. And you know how it says when you are pretty much allowing people to dishonor you, you're pretty much sending out the vibe to the universe, which is this star card right here. Okay, don't mind the scratch on my arm. And then this is you putting that out to the universe like, hey, I want more of it. So we did see her stand up for herself, right? And when we have, I'm going to just immediately just jump straight to the Five of Wands. That does represent that your partner has other love interests, other people that's interested in them, or they have more than one option, okay? And it represents discord, it represents stress, and it also can be a sign of litigation, okay? But overall, you can see a theme here of a lot of disagreements and conflict, and other people just being involved. And sometimes when you're in the spotlight, especially here with this star card, so when you have that fame, when you're in the spotlight, I feel like there was a lot of outside influences pushing and interfering with the relationship. Like, how you have people around you that's like pushing for you in a relationship to succeed, although deep down inside you're feeling that inner conflict about the relationship because ultimately there was a buildup or collectively of things that happened over time that you've dealt with because you tried to be optimistic with that star card energy, right? I'm going to tap into this. Stick with me, guys, because I'm going to go deeper into this reading, okay? So the Five of Wands represents playing games. Someone is playing games, and I feel like when you look at this, I want you to pay attention, guys. You have two men that's climbing up, and then you have somebody falling off, and it's like somebody wanting what they want and willing to do whatever it takes despite who it hurts or despite who's involved. But if you look at the woman, she's actually like looking down. So she's more cautious. She's more careful. She's more considerate, more compassionate about either that person getting hurt and falling down and, making sure that she's like carefully navigating this, right? And whether she's worried about herself or the other person. So that's like a very caring, giving person and considerate, whereas the other people are focused on winning and getting what they want at all costs. So there is definitely some opposing energies, right? There was a difference between, what she desired and what he wanted. And so there's a theme here of, versus needs. And there was a discrepancy clearly indicated here where it was like, feeling like we're not on the same team, we're not on the same path, we don't want the same things. There was clashing, okay? There was a clash here. If you notice that they're all not wearing the same garment, they're not wearing the same shirts as well. So again, another indication of not being on the same team, not being on the same page, and dealing with multiple people or different people. This is an indication too of when somebody say one thing but then they do something else. I want you to look at this, right? Look at how the star energy, she's holding on to that, and she's holding her heart, her hands close to her heart. This is somebody that comes across as sincere, somebody that feel like, yes, I found the one, right? Feeling like I'm being optimistic in this situation. Whereas if you look at over here, if you just look at the two cards, guys, it's really self-explanatory. You got one person thinking like, oh, everything's good, whereas the other person is in the other card trying to reach for some other shit, right? They trying to get more out of the situation. They're not fulfilled. They're not satisfied. Whereas in the star card, this person looks fulfilled. They look content with what they had, like they were willing to make it work. Whereas people in this is just vying for attention, or the ego was in the way, and just didn't feel fulfilled, always wanting more out of the situation. It could represent like sexually, like a need in that relationship to spice up your love life and do something different, like role play or whatever the case may be. But this person in the star card was clearly in a vulnerable space, and the Five of Wands is an indicator of conflict and feeling taken advantage of. This is the energy of like, I don't really want to share you. I don't want to share you with other people, right? And so the star is a representation of like having hope, okay? Having hope and trying to be optimistic about this. It was a lot of adrenaline when she found this out. I do believe that. I feel like the star card is also a healing card. It's a renewal card as well, so I know that they did recently renew their vows. But I feel like even then, and this is just me speaking to the spirit of a person, is with that Five of Wands there, it was still some trouble in paradise. It was still some inner doubt somewhere deep down inside. And I feel like that may have been shown or revealed to her throughout the course of their relationship based on their communication styles, okay? I feel like that has always been like a challenge or a dilemma, and I think it's mainly because they both have strong personalities. Now, if I was reading the star card on, the reverse version of it, it does represent lack of faith and feeling hopeless and feeling discouraged, feeling lost, broken dreams and broken promises, unfulfilled wishes, and a missed opportunity. So it's like somebody made a promise to someone and they really didn't fulfill it. Instead, they were preoccupied with other shit, right? They weren't providing reassurance at home and being there. So I did pull up some cards that is another signification. This is how it came out. So Bride was the first one, which says wife, partner, interested in love of a lifetime, wedding or event, a commitment or advancement. So taking out the trash was the next card. So finally dumping that loser, cutting ties, emotionally clearing, self-love, spring cleaning, and healing. And Team Awesome actually came up upside down. So it says healthy and open communication, spending time together, compatible, and on the same page. So that came upside down. So just reverse that meaning, guys. Groom came out, husband, partner, commitment, advancement, love of a lifetime, wedding or event. And we know that recently happened. And then playing the field, it says still meeting and dating other people, seeing each other, being a player, games being played. So this really confirmed exactly what was said. And sometimes people think, oh, they're doing it for media, they're doing it for show or attention. No, this is the storyline right here, guys. These are the cards, and those are the clarifying cards. That's just pretty much straightforward, you know, showing you what happened. One person tried to be comfortable in a situation, the other person was not satisfied. They were still playing games, they were defensive. You know, it really, it was a communication problem, hard to open up and talk to that person without feeling aggravated about like, oh, why are you questioning me, you know, or getting defensive as if you're not allowed or don't have that right to communicate, you know, your emotions to your partner. You know, that person that kind of be like, oh, well, you know, try to make you feel crazy when you're not. I feel like the reason why he liked that post, because they said that he did like the post, is because I do think he is attracted to her more when she does stand up for herself. I feel like he liked that. And then he fucking come out with a song talking about when you mad and shit and all that. I forgot the name of it, but it's making me think of that song. And I feel like he is stimulated and attracted to her when she is stepping in her truth and stepping in her power. I just feel like this is not the ideal situation for him, but he does love when she steps into, you know, her power and is like that. So that's that, guys. We're gonna move on to the next part of this reading. So this next set is the current energies, and it's the Hermit and the World card, and then we have the financial constraints reversed. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Based on what I'm seeing with this Hermit and the World card, it's almost a feeling like you have to go back in order to move forward, if that makes sense. So especially with this financial constraints reverse, it's a feeling of, because they have that obligations together, because they're married, because they have the kids, because they have certain things tied together, it's not like, oh, boyfriend and girlfriend breakup, we done, going our separate ways. So it's like you have to go back in order to go forward, in order to move on. And the Hermit is talking about that, you know, that self-reflection. Is kind of giving me the vibes. It's just like, damn, I done went through so much shit with you, and now I still have to go through more just to even get out of this situation, you know? So it's that type of feeling that I'm getting. But anyway, so the Hermit talks about isolation and loneliness, okay? And the reason why the World card is coming up is it's quite interesting, because the Hermit travels through all of this stuff in a tarot, and then of course the World card is the end. So it's like going through that journey, the fool's journey, and having experienced life and experienced so much in love. And it's coming up because they are going through a spiritual transformation. That really is what it is. And in order to go through that, it is that feeling of the Hermit, like isolation and closing yourself off to the world, taking a break, taking some time out for yourself, withdrawing from everyone, right? And because you're going through that spiritual transformation, this is a time when you're like seeking inner guidance, or you're being spiritually led, right? Or you are talking to like a mentor or seeking some sort of guidance. But in order to do that, you have to go within, you know? So that's that solitude and staying to yourself, not really feeling like being bothered right now. And it really is because success is coming, okay? I'm gonna be honest, success is coming. It's like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm actually feeling, because I'm not gonna hold back on my words. It's kind of like what Sierra went through. I ain't never gonna lie to you. It's kind of this is the feeling that I'm getting. I'm not comparing. This is just the feeling of the energies that I'm getting. Whether it's gonna be personal success or career success, professional, whatever. But it's that feeling of needing to go through this stagnant energy, right? To reflect. Because spirit is like, don't lose sight of what's important. Like, success is coming. And the reason why the success is coming is because, and I feel like this is more of her energy too, is because we have clearly two females, but the point is because she is reaching, she went from going through like a plateau, I'm gonna say a plateau, right, to understanding who she is and what she really wants in life. And the moment that you go through that, it's like going through a spiritual graduation, right? But you have to go through this Hermit energy first. So the World signifies endings and beginnings because it is a completion, and typically it's a happy ending, right? But in this case, there's no shortcuts, right? And as I know she mentioned, like, you know, there's no need for closure and stuff. I saw some post or whatever the case may be like that. But this is a time where they're gonna have to follow through, right? Because one end, somebody feel like it's unfinished business, like the Hermit card is I feel like is more so unfinished business, needing to get things resolved before something can officially end. And then someone is still thinking about, you know, so I feel like this is more so his energy, like he may still be thinking about her, whereas somebody else feel like this cycle is completed, this cycle of my life. But nonetheless, I just feel like this is the energies that I'm feeling now with financial constraints. Okay, I'm gonna read the meaning. It says this card reverse pretends an increase in money about to come your way. The previous constrictions have broken up, and there's a greater flow of money and of other things. As more funds come in, you'll find that you have more freedom to take more risk and spend without previous extreme precautions. The river of abundance is starting to flow your way, but don't be too cavalier. Always bring your consciousness to this in every aspect of your life, right? So I feel like this is more about freedom and liberation and not feeling confined anymore, not feeling limited, restricted, and helpless and hopeless, but just the freedom and being able to do what you want and when you want it. I forgot to say with the previous set of cards, you know, it was almost that energy of, you know, wanting, let me go back to it, wanting something for the appearances or for the show, like wanting to have the status quo, but not giving up your player card. Like for me, it makes no sense. Okay, brother, it's like it's one or the other. So I feel like the star energy is, it's so interesting because it's like the star energy is a long-term goal, right? So it's like, yeah, you know, this is what I want. I want this because in the long term, I know that I want to be a married man, or I know that I always wanted to be married. But with the Five of Wands, it's like, I'm not necessarily saying that I'm ready right now, though. You understand? Like the star is, that's my long-term goal. I want to be married. You know, this is something that I foresee in my future down the line. But the Five of Wands is like, but I'm still not done playing yet. Anyway, so let's pull the rest of these cards. So we have Mall Crawl. So it says on the hunt, retail therapy, meeting at the mall, pleasantly surprised, or a happy find. Okay, so it could very well be that one of them will just try to consume themselves with something else as a distraction to keep them busy, and it could very well be shopping. And it could also be like a reinvention of self, you know, because when this comes up in the Five of Wands and the Star, it's almost like a need to be playful and, you know, recreate yourself, because a lot of insecurities and jealousy tend to come up with the Five of Wands. So it does a lot to a person's self-esteem and belief, especially when you really did sincerely want things to work out. Okay, so we got cut off, sorry guys. So on the hunt, Mall Crawl. Then you have the Golden Mirror. It says self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. And then we have Kicking It, but it actually was reversed. So let's read it. It says in control, talented, driven, kicking bad habits, trying to score, team player, accomplishing a goal. So that was in reverse. Somebody's not kicking bad habits and doesn't feel like they accomplish or was successful in a marriage, right? This one came up not today. It says not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or a person, boundaries, still angry. This one says try me. It says not in the mood. The answer is no. Pissed off, on the chopping block, fed up, things need to change. And then lastly, for this current energy, it says cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Let's move on to the next energy. All right, guys, so this is subconsciously. This is going to give us more into the situation. So we have the appreciation card, and that was reversed. So it says, the appreciation card reverse is warning that you're missing some important opportunity. You've lost your sense of gratitude and gotten caught up in the prickly brambles of negativity and possibly even despair. Stop focusing on what you don't have, even if it seems to be a lot. Instead, find something to appreciate about yourself and your life. Choose to focus on the little things with gratitude and acknowledgement. Your refusal to appreciate even the small pleasures will cause them to drop from your hands and keep you stuck in some of your problem patterns, causing you to laminate your lack even more. Let go of this negative focus and spend more time every day acknowledging what you have to be grateful for. Remember, the more you appreciate your life, the more your life will appreciate and value. And so I feel like with the Knight of Wands, that is typically an impulsive or reckless energy if I was reading it on the reversed side of the energy. So there's an energy of feeling taken for granted and just not appreciating and being happy with what you have. So and sometimes in relationships you'll get caught up in the cycle of focusing on like the negativity or the grass is greener on the other side, or you know what you feel is lackluster or missing in the partnership, instead of actually acknowledging the strengths and the highlights. Because the Knight of Wands is a clear indicator of there was some fun, you know, there was some fun times and happy memories that they did create together. But then there's also this aspect of feeling like you I ain't even gonna lie to you. It really, okay, this is what came up, guys, just now. As I was talking, this is almost like self-satisfaction and feeling like you have to please yourself. So I don't know if this is more on NeYo's end and feeling like, you know, he had to please himself, you know, sexually to get that, and he wasn't totally satisfied with that, or if that was just her feeling like she had to continuously please herself in a relationship and felt alone at times, right? So kind of like she had to make the best of it despite feeling you know, unappreciated sometimes, or just not valued. Let's see what cards came up. So we got shy that came up in reverse. It says nervous or too nervous to ask you out. It takes a minute. The answer is maybe or second guessing. So I do feel like somebody is not shy about how they're feeling right now. They're done second guessing. You got seduction. So it says attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party, and interference. The Knight of Wands do represent a one night stand as well. And you know what, as I just said, that there is an element of just not appreciating and valuing women, and you know, embracing and nurturing the partnerships and relationships that you're in. So it's kind of like moving in haste, like getting in relationships because of the excitement and the thrill that it does bring you, and forgetting that later on, you know, once you're past that honeymoon stage, that relationships actually take work and it takes commitment and effort to continuously have that spark and that passion. So don't just expect like it's supposed to be like that throughout the entire marriage or the entire relationship. So in other words, Spirit is telling me with the Knight of Wands of somebody that, you know, likes to have fun, like what's thrilling and exciting and adrenalating for them. Adrenaline is when they meet someone and they like that energy. They like being enticed. You know, it's not really about like, oh, what can I grow with you? It's more so like, what, you know, how can you make me feel within this moment? Anyway, it says I like you. So we did see in this card that it says third party, interference, and temptation. And then it says I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, and wanting to date. Again, like I said, wanting to have fun, romance is blooming. So this is that seduction and I like you, and yeah, it's nice, and someone's not being shy, clearly took them up on that offer. Anyway, game face, taking things very seriously, a competition, the look In it to win it, fake it till you make it. So this is some of the energies as well. I feel like, you know, she's taken it very serious and felt like she had to compete. She doesn't feel like she wants to compete, okay? And was in it to win it. And honestly, this is the energy of faking it till you make it, right? It's just like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna make it look like I'm happy playing my music and singing and stuff, when in reality I'm just really bullshitting. Anyway, so healing heart came up reverse. So it says healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So remember that energy that I said, feeling like you have to go back in order to move forward. So in other words, until honestly, like she's fully out of this thing, it really is not gonna feel like she's liberated and free. And of course, she's still in the process. They're both still in the process of healing. And I feel like someone is in denial and doesn't really want to accept the fact that this is actually happening, that this is the reality of the current energies that I'm picking up. Okay. So, yeah. All I gotta do, that's all I can do right now. It's just like some heavy energy. It's something with this Knight of Wands. I think I wanna pull a clarifying card. Spirit, can we clarify this Knight of Wands? What came out? The Four of Cups. Oh shit. Look at that, guys. Like, talking about, you know what it is? And this also represents boredom too. The Four of Cups. Not feeling excited and feeling bored, but this is also representation of someone making you an offer and you're just over it. You don't want it. You don't feel honored. You don't feel valued. You're tired of the same shit. Look at the pals up on the bowls. It's kind of like, I'm not smiling right now. I'm not happy. I'm not, whatever you have to say, whatever you have to sing to me, I'm just not with it right now. It also represents feeling like someone was ungrateful. Yeah. So clearly, you know, there's an energy because the Knight of Wands bring messages, okay? And I feel like in this case, this person is totally not satisfied with what this person is saying. Someone is going to feel like they missed an opportunity. I feel like someone is frustrated and is used to having they're used to getting their way, okay? They're used to getting what they want. And this is another, it's like making an issue out of nothing, right? It's because you know how people, when they finally get what they want, is almost like, oh, they gotta try to find something that's wrong with the situation. And I think that's pretty much what happened here. The stability kind of led to feeling dissatisfied. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm telling you, like, it could be everything going right, but this person will find something about it. So in other words, this is a situation where no matter what you do, this person won't feel fulfilled or feel happy and feel satisfied. So they'll look like it though with the Knight of Wands. And again, like I said, it's for the moment. It's for the moment. Let's move on to the next energies. You know, I also want to mention that the Knight of Wands has difficulty like settling down, and the Knight of Wands is a type of energy where, again, like they like fun, excitement and stuff. So they'll, you know, try to please you and try to live up to, you know, your expectations or whatever, or even what they think their expectations are, right? So in other words, they'll give you the ring, but that doesn't mean, don't expect them to give you like the commitment. So that's the energy of like the Knight of Wands is what I'm trying to say, especially with the Four of Cups, because it's ultimately saying that, you know, this person is not going to, you know, meet your expectations, especially in every way. So you have to have like, you have to be realistic when it comes to the Knight of Wands energy, because again, this card is like a very sexualized card. So they will have like a lot of physical feelings, physical attraction, you know, to a person, but they're kind of lacking maturity when it comes down to being in something like I don't want to say long term, but again, like totally fulfilling the expectations of, like, you know, whatever it is that you want. But again, like, they'll try it. Like, you can see it. Like, this person has a smile on their face, whatever, so they'll try. But ultimately, here with the Four of Cups, it's like that dissatisfaction. It takes a lot. They're still learning and figuring out, you know, themselves as well. It also could be a representation of like movement, like an actual move. You know, and this person has really high energy, so they will come in, they'll sweep you off your feet, you know, they'll make you happy. But at some point here with the Four of Cups, it seemed like the thrill or the excitement, you know, is lost. And it could very well be because maybe, you know, they were busy, maybe they really didn't, you know, have as much time together, whatever the case may be. But it's like a quick burn, you know. So it's stimulating at first. I feel like this person likes that initial high of love. That's exactly what I'm getting. Best way to describe this Knight of Wands is a person that likes the initial high of love, or an encounter. It doesn't even have to be love, but of an encounter. All right, so this is the overall energies that's crowning them. The action came up reverse. I feel like one person doesn't want to move forward. The other person does want to move on. One person with this action reverse, I feel like is not really sure what they want to do. Okay, so there is some uncertainty. Like, they don't really know how to approach this person and move forward with this person, despite the fact that they don't really want to move on. And I feel like this is more so his energy. The Six of Swords is wanting to move on from this traumatic experience. I feel like this person is going to have support from others, and they're going through their own spiritual journey. And I feel like this person is aware because, you know, I feel like this person has difficulty, typically has a difficulty accepting help from others because they have to come across as strong and portray themselves this way. But I do feel like this person is, they don't want to resist change anymore. I feel like this was something that they've done before in the past, and I feel like now they're going to use their I'm sorry, I'm like over here thinking, because I'm paying attention to the red. So taking all that anger, that aggression, that passion, instead of being stagnant and staying still and dormant, I feel like this person really wants to do the work and put in an effort to move forward and to move on. Like, they're trying not to, you know, resist it anymore. And I feel like here with the luggage, with the Six of Swords, that could be symbolic of like carrying the weight from the past. But I feel like this is more of knowing that I need to leave out of this situation, and I need to leave and take, you know, what's due to me. And so, in other words, this is everything that I have collected, you know, over the years, right? And notice how, you know, we have the three birds right here that's pulling, and then notice how the strings are like so flimsy and so thin. It's kind of like, where am I really going? Where am I really going, you know? And so there's that energy of feeling like no matter how unrealistic this seems, no matter how far-fetched this seems, I'm gonna get on this fucking boat, and wherever it takes me, I'm going. wherever it takes me, I'm surrendering. I'm allowing it to happen because I know that despite everything, I need to take this next step for myself and for my children. And I think this is the energy that I'm seeing. So even though the strings are so thin, right? And it's like knowing that the risk of it breaking, right? So knowing that I have to go on this journey, and I'm gonna have my times where I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna have my times where I'm gonna get emotional, I'm gonna have my times where I'm going to feel stuck. Like, I understand how this process goes because I've been through this process before, right? I'm noticing like the rain. So this is something like the seasons that is a part of life that happened, and I've been through this experience before. And as stressful as it is, because I'm paying attention to how she's grabbing her hair, as stressful as it is, I know that I need to be here in this place at this time doing this very thing. So it's really that selfish assurance of knowing I may not know where I'm going, but I know in this moment, I need to do this. And so it's kind of like, forget proving, and that's another message. Spirits don't want her to worry about like other people's opinions. Forget proving stuff to other people. This is more about her, for real. This is more about her. And I'm sorry, I'm like just seeing the star right here, right? And so there is hope. She will get past this. They will get past this. They will move on. But during this time, there's a need to take a chance. And to be honest with you, I kind of feel like she's going on shore. She's making it to her destination. So wherever she's going, it's happening. She's going to do it. So to be honest with you, so another message is coming in. It's going to look like damn, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pull this off? How I'm going to deal with this, and X, Y, Z, and manage that, and take care of this, and do this. And the truth is that you were doing it all along anyway. So Spirit is like, look, it's the perception of it. Don't get too caught up in your thoughts. Don't worry about that, because you will make it happen. You will get it done. I also want to clarify a little bit. I feel like, she's taking that luggage, and when I said she's taking what is due to her, I feel like that's her wanting to have a fresh start, okay? I feel like this is her wanting to leave the painful experiences, but take certain memories with her, without feeling guilty. She wants to be able to move forward with no regrets. And I feel like, these three are symbolic of her children. And although, the strings are pretty faint, I feel like that shows the power of, her role as a mother, and the love of her kids is what keeps her going. It's what keeps her afloat. Notice how they're the ones that are, in the front, directing the direction and the course of, her life. And I feel like a lot of her decisions are putting them at the forefront, as a good parent should, and I feel like they're the driving force of, pushing her to lead by example, even when, there's times she may not entirely feel like it. And so right now she's not in the mood of like trying to keep up appearances and stuff. It really is what it is. And I see her changing locations, or needing a change of scenery, because she is going through like heightened emotions and overwhelming emotions. And I feel like she's trying to be a good representation so that she can be fully present, as a parent, as a mother. And she has reached this and has this level of discernment of knowing that she can't control what other people do or what partners do, but she can fully commit and control how she reacts and handles certain tribulations, trials and tribulations in her life. And so I feel like she is trying hard not to shut down, because and not to allow herself to to be resentful and bitter, because again her children are the driving force in her life. So she does want this new beginning, and you know, she does want to kind of surrender again. So there is that sense of like surrendering and opening up as much as possible, in the best way that, you know, she can, and not justify, you know, her partner's actions. And I feel like it's this essence of not losing herself in the process. You know, like other people, they can take so much from you, but I feel like this luggage is symbolic of, you know, him not being able to take her identity, you know, and I feel like this is her taking that with her. What are the things that, you know, make up her and her identity? And I feel like that is something that, you know, she's holding on to, her values and her beliefs, and trying to live by, you know, her words and put out positive energy. And I feel like in a way it's liberating and freeing to her, because she needs that emotional release to be able to process her feelings, so that she can be able to, you know, fully leave and, you know, forgive, for her, not for, you know, anyone else. So, and she's in this essence of not wanting to, you know, not wanting to overlook the pain, you know, that she experienced. And I feel like that's important to her process, is to be able to really acknowledge, you know, what she went through, because I feel like this is the start of like her healing process. I think she's even holding a crystal in this, right? So speaking of like healing process, and just leaning and surrendering. So not fully really like letting go, but, you know, exploring the possibilities of this change, of this profound change in what it will look like. All right, guys, so this is the near future energies, and I find it very interesting that the Tower came up and then the contract came up in reverse. Okay, so karma, karma, karma. This is about karma, but this is also about something not going through, right? And we all know that the Tower is when shit hit the fan, is when you feel like the rug has been pulled from beneath your feet. It really is when something comes out of the ordinary. It represents an unexpected change, a chaotic situation, and destruction. It represents that there wasn't really a stable foundation or stability, like something was faulty and something happened quick. And it does signify breakups, divorce, and everything just happening fast. Like it's just a disaster that you really did not want to happen. And the way I'm seeing this is almost like how spirit is showing it to me. It's kind of like a natural disaster, so something happening that's outside of your control, right? The inevitable, right? This was something that was pre-written, it was happening. And just imagine, it's almost like this energy of like, what I'm getting is like you buying a house and the electrical or something is faulty and messed up, and a deal either fell through or got turned down, or you found out about something late and was unable to fix it. So you found out about something and was unable to fix it after the fact. And so this is kind of how it's being portrayed to me, and I feel like this is the news and information. And it does signify broken agreements, broken promises, broken contracts, right? An oath to one another. And I feel like that's why the contract is coming up in reverse, because that was not fulfilled. And I feel like it was very shocking to a lot of people. I want to pull, you know what, I didn't realize I didn't pull for the other one. Let's pull what near future energy for this girl with popcorn is reversed. Okay, let's pull a few more. We got staying in, We have gratuity, bold move, love call is reversed, one more spirit, and we have sunshine. Okay, so let's see what this says. So Girl with Popcorn says empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, and enable and or boundaries. And so I feel like someone, you know, had narcissistic energy and felt like they was being used, and I feel like the boundaries were crossed or not clear in this marriage. I feel like someone wants to stay in, they want to be in their own space. It says a moment alone, a partner is busy, so someone doesn't want to be bothered. In other words, they want their free time and they're on a mental vacation, they need a break. Okay, gratuity, it says being gracious, abundant mindset, high frequency, positivity, and attracting what you want. And I feel like this is her energy of attracting what you want and trying to be positive about it. It says bold move, an invitation, being proactive, taking steps, making things happen, gift for someone or yourself. So it could just be her doing some self-care or doing something to make herself happy, or she will be receiving a gift. He may try to buy her something, or she could just be receiving a gift. And sometimes that can be compliments from, or gestures, kind gestures from other people. Okay, she may get an invitation to go out somewhere, so she's not gonna feel like it, but you know, there's an invitation, or somebody's gonna be making a bold move or make a bold statement. Okay, love call is reversed. Let's see what it says. It says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. I do feel like a bold move is going to be made, but it's not going to be reciprocated. This is what these two cards are saying to me. We have sunshine. It says good vibes, happy times, positive attitude, things going well. The answer is yes. Okay, so I feel like with sunshine coming out, this is that optimistic, trying to be positive, trying to be positive about it. And I feel like that is actually the best course of action to take. And with the answer of yes, I feel like this is that confirmation of, is the contract not going through, or like whatever happened. The answer is yes, it happened. Okay, this is my card when I usually say expect the unexpected. Seriously, okay, like something, this is a setback. You feel like things got delayed because of this, like things are being put off because of this, like it's such an inconvenience, but just know that you are being protected during this time. It says if the breakup of a relationship is involved, always remember that you deserve to be honored. Open your heart and your life to the person who is willing to be fully present and loving. That person is waiting to commit to your own self-honoring heart. So honor yourself, honey, because when you honor yourself, you will have that good energy and happy times, and it's gonna come. It's a part of life. So let's move on to the next. Let's skip to the outcome. I'll show you the other cards really quick. So we have the Hierophant and the Patience. This is typically when somebody had a lot of patience in a relationship and now they don't have no more patience, and they're standing for their beliefs and their values. The Hierophant card could represent counseling. So that could be indicated here as well, whether it's individual counseling. You got the Five of Pentacles and the Angel of Love. Someone feeling left out in a cold, someone feeling abandoned. Okay, someone was put out. Envy and the Page of Cups. I feel like someone is not trying to, or doesn't want to be malicious, but the very thing that they felt like could never happened fucking ended up happening, and it's such an embarrassment, but they're trying to not have any malice in their heart. Okay, and then for the outcome, guys, we have Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords. Somebody is definitely going to be so detached. Someone is feeling betrayed and stabbed in the back, and someone is watching someone walk away. We got Angel of Balance reversed, so there was no balance. We got the Sun card, so the truth comes out, and then we got Deceit in the reverse. I need you guys to see this. We got the Deceit in the reverse. Okay, so somebody clearly was not being honest. Somebody was being manipulated, someone was being taken advantage of, and somebody's choosing their happiness, to be honest. They're choosing their happiness. They are tired of things being out of balance. They are tired of not feeling spiritually and equally yoked. And I feel like they are worried about their own personal satisfaction, because the Queen of Swords is someone that is been through a lot of shit, which is why you can't really bullshit them. And the Queen of Swords is someone who is very logical. Okay, so they're not in this space of, oh, I'm thinking emotionally. No, this person is, they have all their facts, they have all their information, and I feel like they're very deliberate in their approach and very astute and very mature. And I feel like this person, yes, can be bitter, right? They can be that person, but I feel like she's sitting with like such poise, and there's an essence to, you know, this person's spirit right now, but there is a detached essence. And it's almost like before this person says something, they are a visualizer. They're very visual. And so before they say something, they're not going to just say it and be like, oops, I didn't mean to. Like I said, this person is very astute and deliberate, which means that they reflected on this. They thought about this. They visualized themselves walking away and what it will look like and what's their next steps. And no, they may not, well, I can't say no, they may not have everything planned out, because the Queen of Swords takes on that persona. They naturally do like to have everything planned out. However, I'm looking at the way that she's looking at the Ten of Swords, and as she reflects on everything that she went through in the past, she knows that the only thing that's left to do is to move forward. Like, this is the only thing that makes sense to this person in their mind. And so this is something that they already foresaw. So trust me, they're not going to say something that they haven't thoroughly examined or considered. Okay, and I feel like this is possibly something that they was considering for a while. And I don't feel like they're on the energy of like the what ifs. I feel like they're on the energies of, my happiness lies in my ability to move forward and to move on, and I can no longer lie to myself. Forget about anybody lying to me. I can no longer lie to myself. Like, the possibilities are endless, but I need to get up. Like, I don't have the luxury to just lay here and, you know, wallow. I feel like this is a person that is mentally drained, mentally exhausted, and feel like they've been exploited, to be honest. I feel like they're being exploited, but there is a need to have balance and to get grounded. Okay. Any more confirmation, spirits? We have the Queen of Cups. You see how she's just like, I'm done. I am done. We have the Ace of Pentacles that just came out. So I'll tell you something. With the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, this is not something that happened overnight. This is not something that was gradual. This was something that was a build-up, okay? And I feel like the universe is going to boldly reward, you know, the person that didn't, I want to say reward the person that took the best steps. Okay, I'm going to just say it like that. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So there is a fire sign energy of someone wanting to help. Okay, I feel like this is the helpful energy here with the Queen of Wands that want to help. And then the Eight of Swords, someone is feeling restricted and limited. And I feel like they almost feel like they lost a sense of their own identity, and they're wondering, like, how did I get to this space? How did I let it come this far? Like, how did I let this happen and I didn't know? Like, I feel like this person almost was blindsided. Like, I don't think they expected shit like this to happen to this extent. And I feel like the more that they look in the mirror, they don't even recognize their own self. And I feel like a lot of stuff was projected on to them and the relationship. And I feel like the more that they look in the mirror, they realize that this is not the life or the person that I want to become, and this is not who I want to be known for or remembered by. This is, you know, you got to stand for something or fall for nothing, however the hell that saying go. But I feel like when this person looks in the mirror, it's just like, no, I'm not that woman, I'm not her. Like, go ahead, channel your inner Beyonce girl. Channel your inner Beyonce girl, okay? And I feel like what you find, you end up finding something that's much better and much better for you, okay? And I feel like there's ultimately the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. I don't know why I want to say this, but I feel like it's lighting a flame and inspiring something for you in your career where you will gain a monetary gain from it. And I don't know if you are gonna take up, this could be like writing a book, starting a blog, starting a cooking show or whatever. I don't even know how I'm going to cooking show, but, or planting, gardening. I feel like it's going to, one, it's going to push you to get a new interest or hobby, but I also feel like it's going to push an advancement of something in your career and your finances. Like, it's catapulting you to have something where there's a financial gain, but you put it to use. It's honestly, it's gonna help, it's gonna inspire you to inspire other women, if that makes sense. Let's clarify this Eight of Swords before I leave. Wait, did I actually? Let's pull these cards. So for the outcome, energy, spirit, what are we seeing? Guys, look at this. Mask came up reversed. So it says not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. So there was gaslighting in a situation. Somebody was pretending and they wasn't really showing them true selves. But because this reverse is coming out, the chaser, it says chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So somebody want to chase somebody and it was a codependent relationship. And then we got sweetheart, romance, wants you back. So this person wants her back. Well, we know who this person is. And they're sorry and they want to treat you better and all that extra stuff. This is a lot of cards. Actually, no, this was there. Anything else that we need to know? Heartbroken, so it's deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost and grieving and mourning. And then we got one more. What a catch, an ideal partner or mate, abundance, self-esteem, value. The answer is yes, marriage material. And I feel like, you know, damn, you had you a good one. Okay. Go for it. It says good choice. Set your intentions for a positive outcome. You can't win if you don't play. And it's almost like I don't really want to play this game with you. I value myself more. I value my self-esteem. I know I was an ideal partner. I would have been down for you for anything. And I really did think that you was marriage material. So I thought that, or, you know, or this is him thinking that she's marriage material and she took a chance on him. But however, somebody is the runner. So I'm confused. Okay. Number one, this is her energy, runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So on one end, you know, he's chasing her, she's running away. Okay. However, I don't understand how there's such a dichotomy within him where he's the runner and a chaser as well. It's like, which one is it? You want it or you don't. You have a fear or you don't. You listening to your ego or not. Like, it's like, bro. Anyway, you can't be both. And that is the motherfucking issue. Okay. You can't expect somebody to take a chance on you. And I feel like this is spirit. This is why this card is coming up, because it says you can't win if you don't play. And if you're not all in, don't expect for this thing to work. It doesn't work like that, right? So you wasn't even fully in it. Anyway, let me mind my business. Surprise gift, a proposal, things moving to the next level. But this one came up reverse, so denied. Anyway, all right, guys, that's my time.